Bonjour fragrance lovers, this is Clémence, I talk about fragrance and welcome back. In today's video we're talking about the most complimented fragrance ever for men. I don't think I'm legit to tell you, oh, this is the most complimented fragrance. I just wanted to make sure this is credible, so I went on my Instagram. I asked my community what are their most complimented fragrance. Hundreds of men answered, so I've got a list of 10 fragrances. I will give you my opinion on those fragrances. So this is not my list technically, but you know, the list of a lot of people, and I think for complimented fragrance I think this is better like this. Tell me in the comment before the video started, what is your most complimented fragrance? Let me know. Disclaimer, you shouldn't buy a fragrance just because it's the most complimented one. Buying a fragrance is something that is really personal to you. I personally choose my fragrance because they match my personality and they mean something to me. So make sure you try before you buy. And also, you don't do your life with the appreciation of others. As long as you enjoy your fragrance, this is the most important. Number 10. Bleu de Chanel. Voilà, I was kind of expecting that to arrive. Obviously, it's one of the most popular fragrances ever. It's a beautiful fragrance. I personally really enjoy and heard a lot of things about compliments with the eau de parfum, mixing ambery essential note and something a bit more fresher at the start. So really, it matches all you need all year long. It's very versatile. What can we say? Women's loves it. Whatever. It's not the most creative, but I think for every day this is lovely. By the way, I heard someone say like, oh, is this a good signature scent? Oh, I don't think a good signature scent is something that is extremely popular, because then a lot of people have this signature scent. That's just my advice. Number 9, Parfum de Marly Layton. Again, something I really expected in this list, no surprise. It's kind of sensual, nice for office as well, and leaves a really nice projection. I think with Parfum de Marly they do have this kind of synthetically powdery sillage around, and that's not a bad thing at all, by the way. I personally smelled it on a few times and I think it's nice. It's not my personal favorite, but I do advise this, for example, in terms of a first date as well. You know, when you don't know the person and you want to make sure it is working, this is a great one. I think it's really beautifully done. So yeah, why not? Green Irish... I don't know how to talk today. Green Irish Tweed by Creed. Wow, this is hard to say. Try it at home. Green Irish Tweed by Creed. Is this just my English that is crap? Probably.
It's crap!
I personally really enjoy Creed fragrances. Royal Oud, that's my favorite, but I love Green Irish Tweed. Tweed is a bit more classic tone, it's very gentleman-ish and fresh aftershave cologne, very sophisticated. That was really something that is reflective of the first men's fragrance in the vibe of Pour Monsieur, things like that. A bit earthy, a bit fresh at the same time. A bit more mature gens for this one, but it's really beautiful. Number 7, Prada L'Homme. Okay, I'm not surprised too, because where do we get our compliment, guys? We mainly get them at the office. Where did I get those compliments? When I go out or when I'm at work? And where do you spend the most of your time? At work, unless you're like me and you're in your cave all week. That's possible. And the only person that can give you a compliment is your little bonbon. You compliment me all the time. For me, a very inoffensive fragrance. It doesn't have like something really unique to it, but it does work. It's very elegant, it's very timeless, and when you wear that, you're sure that no one is offended by your fragrance, because you know, it's kind of scary sometimes. You don't want to be like, okay, be at office and someone be like, oh my god, every time she enters the meeting room it's like smelling, you know, giving you that clean, classy vibe without giving too much. It's a bit of a dumb rich. Not saying that is not a beautiful fragrance, I really like it, but it's just, you know, it's really easy to wear. Number 6, Tuscan leather Tom Ford. This is definitely a fragrance that when you smell it, it's a kind of a head turner, like you really smell it. Fruity note with that intense dark leather, you can really smell it. It's definitely a fragrance that for me is shouting a little bit, kind of very mysterious, but at the same time very cool. For me, it's definitely like a cool leather jacket, and it can be worn in daytime as well, but it's just like really attacking and showing a lot of personality, or a bit that bling bling vibe to me. I don't know, but like for me, it gives me that. Always been one of my favorite of the Tom Ford range. This probably is what I would like Tom Ford to be a bit more nowadays. This kind of fragrance was just mind-blowing and I'm missing those days. Number 5, Grand Soir. Ah, where is my baby? Oui.
Mon précieux, mon trésor.
One of my favorite ambery fragrance. I would say for me it's not a very challenging amber fragrance. Definitely warm, a bit resinous, but it have a little bit of light to it. I know amber fragrance that are much darker than that. For me it's very elegant, it's very classy, sophisticated, and it gives you that vibe of Parisian elegance. It's not something that is ultra complicated, which I appreciate. I think that one of the best masterpieces in the fragrance world are definitely some fragrances that are not that complicated, but in that way they are super clever. If you want a fragrance that gives you like a sensuality but you want to keep it classy, this is the one. Do you know when you have a bad hair day? So I've slept with wet hair and they are weird. Don't like it much, but it's okay. It's okay. Number 4 is Valentino Uomo Intense. So personally I prefer the eau de toilette, but this is just because I like the freshness, a slightly gourmand touch of it. But the Intense, yes, of course, like it's kind of a fragrance that give a feeling of romanticism and cuddles. I don't know why with Dior Homme Intense, this one. Oh my god, there's not even Dior Homme Intense in the list. Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow. Wow. Okay, wow.
Interesting. It's kind of a fragrance that gives you this cuddling thing. I don't know why, but with Dior Homme Intense as well, this is the kind of fragrance when I'm around, I feel reassured, and it really gives like this idea of security around you. So I'm talking as a woman, this is how I feel when men are wearing that charming vibe. I really love it. Number 3, Cédrat Boisé from Mancera. So I'm not the biggest connoisseur in Mancera fragrance, so I can't give you like a lecture now, but obviously I know that it's been very popular. I smell it myself, I really enjoy it. It's probably one of my favorite of their range. I do love the fact that it's a very dry wood, but at the same time a very this tingling note, like slightly citrusy and fresh. You know, when the trend is all about gourmand, what I enjoy with those kind of fragrances is like it's a woody fragrance, and I do really enjoy that on men. I think for me it's even more sexier than a gourmand fragrances. Obviously projecting, so that's perfect if you want to get compliment. By the way, those people that are like, I never get complimented but just spray only once, I'm like, what do you expect? Even if I'm wearing a very obscure fragrance, I get compliment quite regularly, just because I'm not overspraying, but maybe I do, but I spray not just once. No, like of course, because then you create a very intimistic sillage. Well, it depends of the fragrance again. It depends of the fragrance. But you know, like most of the fragrance, you create that intimacy with you. I personally like to extend my intimacy. So I spray more. Voilà. Number 2 is another Chanel, Allure Homme Sport Extrême. As again, like worked in the company for so long, I heard so many men coming back to me and be like, wow. Get so many compliments. You've got a projecting freshness, intense freshness going on, especially with some spearmint. I don't know how to say that. I know some people were laughing when I say spearmint. How do you say it? Google, please tell me.
Spearmint.
Great. And it's got a coumarin, a ton cabine, a note that gives a lot of vanilla-like, roasty vanilla-like feeling to the fragrance, and it's a perfect blend of everything, this sensual accord and an intense projecting freshness around you that is nearly marine, because let's face it, all the fragrance by the Allure range have a slightly marine accord. This marine accord really projects everything, all the ingredients on top. They are recreated by synthetic note. And number 1, Aventus Creed. When I asked the question, I was like, I'm 100% sure this is gonna be Aventus, and I was like, please no. But it's a fact. This fragrance has been really the scent of an era. Whether you hate it or you love it, let's face it, like it's a fragrance that is appealing. It's a nice smell. Note, pineapple note, they give a bit of exotism. It's something that is very juicy without being harsh, so it's very clever composition. Creed really are doing well those kind of fragrances that are staying on, complimented because they are projecting, but they are not too much. The quality of ingredients sounds nice in Creed. Obviously, there's a lot of debate in that, but you can really smell the ingredients separately. For me, it's a quality factor. When I really smell one ingredient differentiated to another, I can definitely smell a quality, and Aventus is qualitative, let's face it. You won't probably see me like recommend Aventus on my channel, just because it's not really something that I enjoy, and I feel that so many people talk about it. You don't need another channel to tell you to buy Aventus, you know. I think it's nice to have those kind of iconic scent if you have a collection. It does work. And I remember, like, I've done a video with one of my friends and I was make her blind tested, and Aventus was her favorite. She was like, oh, I love that, I would love a man to wear that. Well, you know, that's the true thing. Personally, I'm a weirdo. I'm not really attracted to things like that, but I'm not gonna deny it smells really good. Voila, Aventus. Can we find some shots of Jeremy Fragrance talking about Aventus, please?
What is the best niche fragrance brand? Either Creed or it's either Parfums de Mali. The best niche fragrance brand is Fragrance One, and it is my brand.
This is priceless. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you agreed with this list. For me, it makes sense. I'm not surprised, but there was some fragrance like Bois d'Argent that was very close, Luna Rosa Black that were very close, Straight to Heaven, you know, that was very close. Onyx from Harren Terrencius received quite a lot of votes, just to let you know. For the people that are like, Clemence, you trafficated the vote, yeah, there definitely should be Sauvage. Well, I'm not lying to you, there were not a lot of votes on Sauvage at all. Could be explained by people are fed up. Also explained by my community is not loving Sauvage. And that's totally possible because I keep saying on my social that I'm not a fan of Sauvage. I'm saying it's a great fragrance, but it's definitely other alternative. Please, like, you know, stop it. So, voila, we have the community that we deserve. Guys, I wish you a lovely evening, a lovely Sunday, and I will see you very soon. Voilà, voilà.
Je t'emmène dans mon paradis bleu.